Mr. Williams, I remind you, you're still under oath, sir.
Mr. Williams, I know we've asked some questions of you earlier, but I want to follow up with a couple of things now to ask you, particularly about whether or not you were interviewed by the Georgia Bureau of Investigation at any time during this process.
Correct.
And how many times were you interviewed?
2 to 3.
And when you say 2 or 3, I realize that you could have had an interview that got broken up into parts, so it's either 1 or 2, and then you could have had one on another day.
Correct.
How many different days did you get interviewed?
2.
And when did you have with only 3 interviews in 2 days, when did you have the 2 days, 2 worth of interviews? Which day was that?
January 14th.
So the day of this event, you got interviewed twice?
Correct.
And in that interview, were you, was there a big space in time between the first and second?
Possibly.
And I don't know the amount of time, and you may not either, but was it more than an hour?
I don't recall.
It was just some period in between the 2?
Correct.
And then the third interview, how long removed was it from January 14th? Do you recall?
Maybe a week.
Now, that third interview, was anyone else with you during part of that interview?
Yes.
Who would that have been?
My sister.
And was she interviewed with you present with her?
It wasn't an interview. She was showing them evidence.
Okay. So, I'll ask you about that in a minute. But did she come in the room where you were being interviewed at some time?
Correct.
And during the time that she came in the room, were you still present?
Yes.
And was the GBI agent, was it Agent Ford that was there?
Correct.
Was she the person that interviewed you on each occasion?
Correct.
And on this third occasion, she was asking you questions without your sister present?
Correct.
And then your sister came in at some point?
Correct.
Was she asking your sister some questions then?
Yes, not with me in there.
You were there as well?
I said not with me in there.
So you left when she started asking her questions?
Yes.
Now, the first interview that you had with Agent Ford, at any time did she ask you if you knew what happened to the child to cause the injuries as you were going to the hospital?
Repeat it.
Did she ask you if you knew what caused the injuries to your child as you were leaving the dorm going to the hospital?
She asked me what the injury was.
Okay. She asked you the injury was, and what did you tell her?
I told her what the doctors told me.
Did she ask you if you knew how the injury occurred?
Yes, I gave her supposedly what happened.
What did you tell her in that first interview as far as why you thought it had occurred?
He supposedly fell off the chair.
And you told her that?
Yes.
Well, tell me exactly what you told her now. How did you tell her that?
I said he fell off the chair. I was not present.
And you're sure that was on the first interview?
Correct.
Okay. Now you had a second interview on the same day.
Correct.
And on that particular time, did she inquire again as to if you could tell her what you thought had happened?
Correct.
And did you tell her that time what happened?
Told her the same thing.
Same thing being the child fell off the chair?
Correct.
And you're sure that you did that as well?
Yes.
Just one moment, Jim. That's all the questions I have right now.
All right. Any cross?
Yes, sir. I do. So Mr. Williams, I want to make sure I've got this timeline down. At approximately 11:55 a.m. on Sunday, January 24th, 2024. I'm sorry, January 14th, 2024. You left the dorm, is that right?
Correct.
And where were you going when you left the dorm?
Walmart and Pizza Hut. Walmart and Pizza Hut.
And you checked out at Walmart, paid the bill, and checked out at Walmart at 12:14 p.m. Is that right?
Correct.
You walked back in the door at the dormitory carrying the pizza and the Walmart bags at I want to be exact. Give me 1 second to find that report again. There it is. You walk back in the door of the dormitory at 10 seconds after 12:30. Does that sound right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then, when you left the dormitory at 11:55, was there anything wrong with your son that you saw?
No, sir.
Did you smash his head in and bust his liver up, things like that,
No,
before
sir.
you left?
No, sir.
So, he seemed to you to be fine.
Correct.
He was in the sort of the same condition that you'd expect him to be. He was sitting up, watching TV. Right?
Correct.
Well, what was he watching?
Kateri.
Katuri. Is that something that he's watched before? You know, like that he recognizes, he
Correct.
knows that's his show?
Correct.
Okay. And so then you get back at 12:30, and you come back to the door, and when you come back to the door and you get to your room, to Miss Pogue's room, what condition was your son in then?
He was in distress.
Okay? Now, what do you mean he was in distress?
When I walked in the room, she was holding him and he was limp.
And what did you do?
I grabbed him and took off running.
Okay. And you went back through that door, coming out of the dormitory at 12:31. Does that sound about right?
Correct.
You rushed to the hospital where you arrived at about 12:36. Does that sound right?
Correct.
You learned while you were at the hospital that your child had sustained a massive trauma to his head, didn't you?
Correct.
You learned while you were at the hospital that his liver was badly injured,
Correct.
didn't you? At 4:18 p.m. on Sunday, what did they told you JD had died, didn't they?
Correct.
So now, two hours later, Agent Ford, as you know, at the police department, right?
Correct.
And at 6:25, she starts interviewing you. Does that
Correct.
sound right?
Yes, sir.
And if that interview didn't conclude until 8:11 p.m. In other words, that it was an hour and 40 44 minutes or hour and 46 minutes long.
Okay.
That sound about right?
Yes, sir.
So basically you have a 2-hour break. You have 2 hours, you see your son, and then you have a 2-hour break, and then you find out your son is dead, and then you have a 2-hour break, and then the GBI sits you down for 2 hours to ask you questions.
Correct.
Then she told you not to leave, right?
Correct.
Then at 10:54, okay, so almost it's now almost 11 o'clock.
Correct.
Your son has only been deceased at this point for 7 hours. And you spent 2 hours already talking to him. They take you back in for another interview, right?
Correct.
And that goes until 12:25 a.m.
Correct.
That's a long day. I don't have any further questions.
Any other direct?
No, Your Honor.
All right. You can step back down. You can call your next witness.
I'll call Agent Ford back to the stand, Your Honor.